Morning Passion. This is Desiree coming to you with live at 7:45. We are so excited to have you joining us this morning. So last night we broke up into our tribes, and which are basically our small groups, and we got to talk about Pastor Michael Todd's message, "Peace Under Pressure." And we got to watch this message a couple weeks ago, and then we watched that small snippet of it last night. And so I just was thinking about all of that as I was headed home from tribes last night, and I thought, man, how faithful is God? And since we're talking about faithfulness, I thought it was the perfect segue. But how faithful is Jesus that he has to die for us? But more than that, he doesn't want to leave us alone. And so he leaves us the Holy Spirit. And I think it's so cool. So one of the verses that we shared last night was John 16:7, where it says, "But very truly I tell you, it is for your good that I am going away. Unless I go away, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you." And I think that's such a beautiful thing that though Jesus had to leave the earth, he still sent someone to take care of us. He sent someone to walk with us. One of the things that Pastor Mike said in his message is that true peace is knowing that you never have to go through anything alone. And that's what Jesus gave us when he sent the Holy Spirit to us. Like, how faithful is that? How faithful is he to sit there and protect us? In John 17, the chapter after that, Jesus is actually like sitting there and he's praying for his disciples. And in one of the verses, he's talking about how he was able to protect them while he was there. And sorry, I'm just looking. So in verse 11, it says, "Holy Father, protect them by the power of your name, the name that you gave me, so that they will be one as we are one. While I was with them, I protected them and kept them safe by the name that you gave me." And so I think it's really cool that Jesus sends the advocate for us as also that kind of like protector. Like he sends us someone else to look out for us and be there on our behalf. And I think that's a beautiful thing. In John 14:26, it says, "But the advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said to you." You don't get much more faithful than that. It says he will teach you all things. So literally, if you don't know how to do something, if you don't know how to talk to people, if you don't know how to public speak, if you are bad at test taking, he can teach you how to do all of those things. And so, but I love that God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, they're all gentlemen. And so they're never just going to pry their way into anything. So we have to invite them in. And in his faithfulness, the Holy Spirit will give us wisdom that we never thought possible. He'll help us speak things that we never thought we could speak before. And that's a beautiful thing. And another part of that, the other part of that verse says, "And he will remind you of everything I have said to you." And this is Jesus speaking that verse. And so literally the Holy Spirit is there to remind you in those tough times with the promise that Jesus has for you, the promises that he's spoken over you. You know, those great things that are laid out in the Bible. The Holy Spirit's there to reenact those in the spirit when you need them most. But we have to do our part, right? So not only do we have to call on his name, but we also have to pick this up every once in a while and actually read it. You know, the Holy Spirit can't remind you of things that you've never heard before. So give him a chance to remind you of some really great stuff. You know, dive into the word and really, really see the faithfulness of God. Let what am I trying to say? Set yourself up to see that play out in your life. You know what I mean? Like set yourself up to see the faithfulness of God. Set yourself up to remember those verses when you need them most. You know what I mean? But you have to dive in. You have to do the grunt work. You have to actually get it into your spirit in order to be reminded of it. So I just wanted to encourage you this morning. You have an advocate by your side. Jesus is so faithful that even though he couldn't stay on this earth and walk with us, man, he sent someone who could. And he is our advocate. He's our helper. He's there to give us peace under pressure. He's there to help us when we feel like we can't lift those smaller, big weights. And so rely on His faithfulness today. Rely on Him and help Him to remind you of those promises that are in store for you. So that's all I got for you this morning, Passion. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next week at the service. Bye.